Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanstradamus, aka Blanchy Kruger. And today's title is Proverbs 3, a message for the black man. Part 2. Proverbs 3, a message for the black man. I don't know why I don't have the. Let me just put it up real quick. A lot of wisdom in Proverbs. But I really want to talk to the men, particularly black men. This is for all men, though, not just black men, all men, because all men need to subscribe to the same thing. Heard a wise man once say that men need to focus on being strong because a man has to be strong to survive in this world. So his main focus should be to be strong. And I agree. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Tierra? What's up, Mika? And so I talk about the men, I believe, from a different standpoint. Most people don't call black men weak. Most people don't talk about the real flaws that black men face and many other people face in the world. And it's just having a poor outlook on life. If you have a poor outlook on life, it's going to damage your self-esteem. And so black men have consumed programming and propaganda. They've listened to their mothers, usually a single mother. They may have a baby mother. You know, all this feminine energy floating around. It's pretty much hard for a man to be a man. But I want to start off with a message from David Goggins to black men. This is from David Goggins.
Bitch.
Correct.
You're honestly, that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch. Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy bullshit. Get to work, man.
Correct.
That's it. It's okay, brother. Take a day off, man. We get a pizza and shit. Watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man. We're good, bro. We don't want that motherfuckers like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your fucking shit on, man. Stop being a punk. But guess what happens? That alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. to train. I don't want to be a SEAL today. Or I don't want to be whatever today. I'll start tomorrow. And that's the usual pattern of people's lives. What you've done wrong is that you didn't prioritize yourself. You didn't prioritize that, look, motherfucker, I gotta get up and win this war today against myself. Until you really want to do something, you always gonna be a talker. You always get run your fucking mouth.
And that was David Goggins. I read both of his books. And let me just say this, right? You know, I say that any man that has an excuse is not fit to lead. And the reason why a man has an excuse is because he doesn't trust in his own abilities. And the reason why he doesn't trust in his own abilities is because he doesn't trust himself. The reason why he doesn't trust himself is because he doesn't trust God. The reason why men, particularly black men, have a poor outlook on life is because they aren't disciplined. And I speak from experience. Most black men lack discipline. And when I say discipline, I mean self-discipline, meaning they can refrain from, lascivious activities. That the black man can say no to vice. This is where the black man usually falls short. You'll meet a black man that doesn't consume alcohol, doesn't smoke weed or any other type of drug, but he can't say no to women. Or he can't stop being a criminal, or he can't stop lying. There's a major character flaw that most black men possess. And the reason why they can't get rid of it is because ultimately they don't trust God because they don't believe if I do it God's way, I'm going to win. And that's a hard lesson for most men to learn is if I do it God's way, I'm going to win. Listen, we cut the TV on, let's hop on social media. Folks want you to be concerned with all kind of nonsense. And I'm telling you it's nonsense because what does it serve when it comes to edifying who the man is? It doesn't. Politics, all of this stuff is a distraction. Why? Because the question is, who does God want you to be? Who does God want you to be? That's the question. Not who you want to be, not who your friends and family want you to be, but who does God want you to be? Reed Church said, you wanted black men to see this, but you started the live early. He said, you wanted black men to see this, but you started the live early. That is hilarious. Shannon Speaks the Real. What's up? Hello, Brother Blanche. I was thinking about discipline. Amen. Amen. She was thinking about discipline. And that's what a man needs. Because think about it, even when it comes to a woman, when a woman is going to follow a man, what is she really looking for? She's looking for discipline. She's looking for him to be a master of himself. Because she knows if he's a master of himself, then he'll be able to protect and provide, and she'll be able to follow. Reed Church TV said, you know we listen during Madden time at 10 p.m. Listen, you all, I had to go early today because I'll be going on Ask a Brother's podcast, his panel show tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be on Ask a Brother podcast. I'll be going on his show tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I'll be able to share that live to this channel, but I'll be going live night at 8:30. That's why I'm going early now, because I really wanted to talk about this today. And I wanted men, but particularly black men, to understand what it means to be a man. And what it means to be a man is simply to not have any excuses, to take what life dishes out and do your best to try to conquer it. Sometimes I think, that I'm constantly being tested. And, I realized something that for most of my life, I wish that things were easier. When instead of, I should have been wishing that I was better. I shouldn't be wishing that things are easier. I should be wishing that things are better. And this is where most men lack. This is why I'm so against the victim mindset. I'm so against people playing the victim. I don't really care. Like, I don't care what you've gone through. I don't care what you've been through. I'm talking to the men. I don't care. I've had hard things happen to me in my life and nobody cared. Nobody gave me a pass. Nobody gave me an excuse. Nobody came to the rescue. I remember one time in my life, I was doing bad. I was doing bad. It was like, I went to a period where I was doing some scamming and, doing some stuff, and just, it was when I decided to go quote unquote legit, and I remember you used to fast money, and the fast money stops coming in and you really don't have any work ethic. You don't develop any character. And I remember I just working a job that wasn't paying that much. I was just miserable. And, I went to people that I knew and asked for money. Everybody turned me down. I want to say that maybe my aunt gave me $100 and something, but everybody pretty much turned me down. And my spirit told me that it was good they turned me down. I never held it against them because they don't need to bail me out. They don't need to give me money. I need to figure life out on my own. And I thank God that, that's what I pretty much realized, that it's on me. And it was a great life lesson for me to realize that. But any man with an excuse is not meant to lead. So I know that when I hear a man talking and he has an excuse, I already know that he's working with the devil. Anytime somebody has an excuse, somebody wants a pity party. I even heard a guy say recently that even venting your frustrations is demonic, because what you're doing is you're dumping your problems on somebody else, ruining their day. Even venting is demonic. The Bible said we shouldn't even be murmuring or complaining. We should greet every challenge with a smile. And so this is what I say. This is why I don't resonate with most men, because most men are wimps. They just are. But let's continue. Please tell me I added that video. Oh, I did. Here we go.
I'm gonna tell y'all who I am. All of the Latinos for Trump. All of the blacks for Trump. All of the veterans for Trump. All of the victims and families of 9/11 for Trump. All of the people that's still driving around in a Cybertruck, Tesla, whatever the case may be. You know, there's people out here laughing at you right now.
I love Tyrese shit, right? Look, I hate when he's upset, bro. I hate that shit, bro.
I love you, man.
I swear to God.
Yo,
And look,
50,
look,
we hate when you're
Forbes.
upset.
Type of Forbes, right? 4,500 companies, CEOs, the smartest guys we know. If we ask them when they took their biggest losses, right? They stop for a second and they think, and it's about, because it's ups and downs in business.
Yeah.
But it clearly says married and divorced. It's a column.
Yeah.
That's the biggest investment. The most expensive thing we spend is time. When you invest your time and your energy into something and then it goes left, it feels crazy. But I'm watching, and when you say, what more do you want from me? I'm like, yo, listen.
And ain't nobody showing up for me. I got all these millionaire friends. I got billionaire friends. I've been there for you. Why nobody's there for me? Oh, my God.
So this is Tyrese. And this is an example of the typical black man, is that he has someone to blame because he's been told that his misfortunes in life are because he's black. And if he believes that, then it means that he actually is saying that God is unfair. I want to tell you that life is fair. And when I say this, most people don't like that because most people want to be able to lean on life not being fair. I'm here to tell you that life is fair. Why is life fair? Life is fair because life is about you get out what you put in. If life isn't picking and choosing, if life is about what you make it, then life is fair. Life is about what you put in, you get out. So life is about investment. And to me, if I get a return on my investment, what's more fair than that? But if you have the mindset that life is unfair, really what you're saying is that God is unfair. And I beg to differ with that. Life is all about what you make it. There's all kind of stories of folks that beat the odds. The problem is that you don't believe you can beat the odds. You know why? Because you don't trust yourself. Let's just forget God for a second. You don't trust yourself. You know why you don't trust yourself? Because you know when nobody's around, you know who you really are. I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to the men. The reason why you men don't trust yourselves, you black men, is because you know who you really are. And you know you haven't done the work to show and prove. So what you do is you come out into the world, you make believe like you're being oppressed, like you're a victim, you're being done wrong, when in actuality, you're just a coward. Shanna said, I remember in our childhood, our parents and grandparents didn't even want us to complain, especially the men in the family murmuring and complaining got us in trouble. We were told to figure it out. Amen. And these are life lessons that men are supposed to live by. You know, we get taught these things as a child, but as a man, we live by them. And so she's 1,000% correct. We got in trouble for complaining. Matter of fact, if we got a whooping, we couldn't even show the effects of the whooping. We had to wash our face off and look at we used to get whoopings, get beat, and have to put a smile on our face. We used to have to be disappointed and have to put a smile on our face. That's how we were raised. How do we go from being raised like that to being so weak now? How do we go from being raised like that to listening to Tyrese? Or should we say Cry-Reese? Fix your face. Remember that? Fix your face. Fix your face.
It's a bitch.
Correct.
You're honestly, that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch. Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy bullshit.
And that's just the gist of it. I don't listen. Let me say this. Every time in my life that I failed, it's been my fault. As I look back on my life, every time I failed, it's been my fault. You know why? Because I always knew the right thing to do. And you know what I realized? That the hardest thing and the right thing are usually the same thing. So you have men out here, and this is really what we see. Black men, especially though, because black men are at the top of the totem pole in victimization because they have the poorest outlook on life. Black men blame black women. They blame the government. They blame the system. They blame the environment. They blame the economy. Black men blame everything. But you know what they don't blame? They never look in the mirror and blame themselves. And so when I'm talking to men and black men in particular for this series, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. So as a man, how can I properly lead a woman if I can't lead myself? How can I expect from a woman when I can't expect from myself? It's impossible. It's an unrighteous endeavor. If you are, I'm gonna be real with you. If you are a righteous man and a woman isn't worthy, she'll leave. If you're an honorable and righteous man, she won't waste your time. She'll leave. The reason why she's wasting your time, playing games with you, stringing you along, causing chaos, is because she doesn't respect you. Because she's only reflecting the things that you are inside. When you first meet a woman, she knows if you're no nonsense or not. She knows. And if she's a nonsense woman, she won't even play with you. Being a man of character is going to ward off most of the bad things in your life. Let's continue. Let's continue.
I already know the tall whites have intelligence. I already know the insectoids have messages to say stop what you are doing. And now it's at an end. You can see that. I understand that. I don't empathize with them to the point where as though I want to sacrifice my greater good for them. No, not at all. But I do empathize and understand the thinking capacity of these people. I know that. So when I do those videos and you see me on here and you see him on here, this is to empower our next generation with wisdom and knowledge. You see, he will go and talk about a gun. You see, most of our people today is talking about training with the gun. None of them are talking about training their mind, rewiring their brain, aka neuroplasticity, and understanding how your vessel works. Because once you understand that's how your vessel works, you can't be a slave. Whether you got a gun or you don't got a gun.
And this is the problem with the black man. I'm going to quote my father. My father told me, and I'm going to say it. He said, my father told me, he said, I never met a nigga that didn't know everything. This is the problem with black men. You can't tell them nothing. They know everything. They know about the black woman. They know about white people. They know about the cosmos. They know about the ether. They know about the planet. They know everything. Well, if you know so much, why are you still crying and complaining? If you know so much, why are you still crying and complaining? The only way for a man to speak to me and I listen is if when I hear him talk, he doesn't have any excuses. Because see, what a man is going to do is always self-reflect. And you know why he always self-reflects? Because he's trying to get better. He doesn't spend his time worrying about the insectoids, worrying about the grays, worrying about white people, worrying about everything except becoming a better man. Now, this guy, Cali right here, Cali Amura, I think, even him, he thinks he knows a lot. But I guarantee you put a fine woman in front of him and it all goes out the window. He knows a lot. If you put a fine woman in front of him, it all goes out the window. What I'm trying to tell you all, none of this stuff matters if you can't tell the devil no. None of this stuff matters, any of it, if you can't tell the devil no. It doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter who you vote for. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter. This stuff only matters when you can tell the devil no. Why? Because everything that you know, the devil's going to use against you. None of this matters unless I can be faced with the ultimate temptations of life and say no. You see, most people don't fail the big tests. Most people fail the small tests every day. People don't fail the big tests. People can put on a front long enough to pass the big test. But it's the small tests that people fail every single day that chips away at us. It's discipline. Shannon said, resist the devil and he shall flee. It don't say resist the devil. No, it don't say argue with the devil. It don't say fight with the devil. It says resist the devil and he will flee. Proverbs 3, verse 17. Her ways are ways of plenteousness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace to thy neck. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of desolation of the wicked when it cometh. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. This is Proverbs 3. Today's title is Proverbs 3, a message for the black man. So you see, when it comes to, why do you think wisdom is referred to as a woman? Why do you think wisdom is in the feminine? Why do you think that wisdom is in the feminine? Because a man's wisdom is manifest in the woman. The man's wisdom is manifested in the woman. So you know the man's wisdom by the woman that he has. The most pivotal decision a man is going to make is what woman he's going to choose, because the woman is the make or break. So I know that a man is wise based on the woman that he has, because if you're a wise man and she decided to follow you, that means she's a wise woman. If you're a wise man and she decides to follow you, that means she's a wise woman. Let's go through it real quick again. It says about the lengths of days. Wisdom are the ways of pleasantness and our paths of peace. So wisdom is pleasant. Wisdom brings peace. Wisdom is a tree of life. And happy is everyone that retaineth her. My boy said, if you want to be happy, everybody wants to be happy, he said, but they never talk about wisdom. And the Bible is saying that wisdom gonna make you happy. The Bible says that wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and in all thy getting, get understanding. What brings about peace is understanding. So you get wisdom, you get discernment, but if you don't have any understanding, you're not going to have any peace. Understanding brings about peace. So we see that wisdom brings about peace. You'll be happy. It's a tree of life. It's knowledge. It's life unto the soul. It's grace. It will cause you to walk safely and not to stumble. It will cause God to keep you from harm. These are the benefits of wisdom. The Lord will be your confidence. So what am I telling you, black men? I'm telling you that it's not enough for you to know, because what you know is probably going to be wrong. You need to pray to God for wisdom. And in all thy getting, get understanding.
would never be a slave. You would never go voluntarily into a slave camp. You would never let a motherfucker put a noose on your motherfucking neck. Nigga, you know how many motherfuckers I'ma kill before you get to me? Or you just gonna have to take me out of here. That's cool, you'll get rid of my body, but I'll transform into another body. That's fine. That's more honorable than sitting back and saying, oh man, we gotta get along to play, we gotta play alone to get along. Oh man, we can't be racist. Oh man, you can't talk about genetics. You can't be, nah. Are you out your goddamn mind? I don't think so. Not at all. So I make these videos, when I do that live with them pink skinned people, and if you notice, look in the comments, how many of them I try to get them to go live with me. Look at how many of them I try to get to go live. No matter what they say, I try to get them to go live. They won't go live because, see, they already know they are an embarrassment and they don't want to fully embarrass themselves anymore.
Imagine spending all your time worrying about a bunch of other people, but never mastering yourself. Imagine mastering all this other stuff, but not yourself. What good is wisdom without understanding? Solomon was the wisest man ever, but he lacked understanding, and it cost him. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and in all thy getting, get understanding. Because understanding is going to bring you peace. When I go out here and I look in these men's eyes, I see a lot of defeat. I do. I see defeated men. And somewhere along the line, they listened to the devil and they believed him. When a man is defeated, that's what happens. The devil whispers something to him long enough, and then one day he listens and he agrees. I don't care what's going on. I'm not giving up, and I'm not going to agree with Satan. I'm going to fight to the end. Guess what? The end might be tomorrow. I don't care. I'm fighting to the end. I'm fighting till the wheels fall off. I remember I was walking every morning, about 3.5 to 4 miles every morning. I was walking. And there was only one day I didn't have any pain. Every other day I had pain for 4 months. But I kept walking. But guess what I proved to myself? That I can get through the pain. Guess what I proved to myself? That if I try, I'll probably succeed. Guess what I proved to myself? I'm not a quitter. You know, there's a saying where they say, what you gonna do, boy? You gonna barbecue or you gonna mildew? I'm always cooking. I'm always barbecue. I'm not gonna ever look at another man and blame him for my misfortunes. I remember they asked Marshawn Lynch. Remember when Seattle lost to New England? And they asked Marshawn Lynch, you remember they didn't run the ball with Marshawn Lynch. They tried to pass play and they got intercepted and the Seahawks lost. I remember they interviewed Marshawn Lynch and they said, Marshawn Lynch, how do you feel about them not giving you the football? And his response was, he said, football is a team sport. It's not about just me. Think about that. Think about what everybody else would have said. They should have gave me the ball. I don't know why I didn't get the ball. Marshawn Lynch said, football is a team sport and it's not just about me. One of the most powerful responses to a question It didn't get any airtime. Nobody cared. That was one of the realest things I ever heard from an athlete. Neek said, I'm hitting my steps now. Amen.
They don't want to embarrass themselves anymore. They don't. Because, see, the world is watching. Over 600,000 people watch my videos in a month, on average. You know how many people don't watch this pink-skinned man literally make a fool of himself? A fool of his own species? That they they just shaking their head like, damn, I wish he stopped getting on here with Kalai, because Kalai ain't doing nothing but embarrassing his ass. He not doing nothing but embarrassing himself. But he'll continue to get on here. And he'll continue to get on here and say, and make videos to tap into your emotions. And I'm tired of hearing people talk about, oh man, don't give them your energy. Bro, you weak as shit. I'm gonna tell you, you niggas that talk like that are weak. Don't give them your energy. Do you know the most important part of our energy that we give them? Let me ask you that motherfucking question. Let me see if somebody can answer this in the chat. When people be talking about, oh, Kalai, you're going back and forth, don't give them your energy. I'm giving them nothing but science facts. I don't give a fuck how delusional he is. I'm sticking with the science facts. So tell me right now, what's the most important energy that we are giving these motherfucking people? What's the most important energy? It damn sure ain't me talking, giving this nigga science facts. Do you know what's the most important energy that we are giving these motherfucking people on a day-to-day basis? Are you kidding me? That's how you know you dealing. Thank you. Somebody said children. Thank you. Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? You niggas is fucking stupid. You don't want to check a nigga using science, but you want to talk about, oh, don't give them your energy. Don't give them your energy. And children, you are going to a motherfucking school that's designed for a prison for your body and your mind.
Tierra said he got all the booster shots. I'm going to say this, Tierra. I don't know if he got the boosters, the shots, but I guarantee he slept with somebody that did. I guarantee he slept with somebody that did. All this energy for the white man. All this energy for white people. Think about how much energy it takes to hate somebody you don't even know. And the only reason he's relevant is because black folks have low self-esteem. This is why it's hard for black content creators to appeal to other races, because most other races don't have low self-esteem. Now, they can have poor character traits. They could be lazy, manipulative, all these things. But most other races don't have low self-esteem, meaning most other races don't wake up feeling bad about how they look. Individually, people do, but collectively, black folks have low self-esteem. That's why most black content creators can't appeal outside of their own race. They can't. They never have a diverse audience because they pander and appeal to black folks with low self-esteem. I don't. You've never heard me say that black folks have a low IQ. You never heard me say that black folks couldn't do it. I hold black people to the same standard I hold everybody else to. You never hear me say that black folks can't do. I always hold black people to the highest standard. Just as Jew said, other races cannot fathom how low black self-esteem is. They disbelieve it, get shocked by it, then turn racist. Scrapping Beauty said, I have mixed family and friends. We just be. Exactly. He has who gonna check me boo energy. Yeah, he does. And it's because most black men have a single mother spirit. They have a baby mama spirit. It's most black men.
Racist, I'd be dead. Obama didn't know nothing about fried chicken. The nigga was raised in Indonesia. What the hell do you know about hot sauce? They were born a woman, even though they got a man's penis. Red Harris. He make Dr. King cry. Been at war 25, 30 years, which is called gentrification. And I love Harlem. We sell out niggas, that low life piece of crap. Jay-Z don't want to spend none. And the community's been taken over by white folks. I'm gonna change it back. That's what I'm gonna do. Niggas. Niggas. And we want to be a homo. We be a homo. We love who we want. Love and love. Jesus was stone homo. What I hate is the fact that black people did not develop this rich and powerful land as they should. I need to explain a little bit about the change that's happened in this community.
Pastor Manning out here trying to fight the good fight. It's tough. It's tough. You see, what we got to come to grips with is there's no such thing as trying to save a nation of people. It's just not going to work. It's just not. People that agree ideologically, people that agree culturally, people that even agree religiously, people that agree spiritually have to come together. This notion of trying to preserve a race, it's over. It's over. You can't save black people because black folks don't want to be saved.
The truth. Nobody is ever thinking of you, no matter what you think. My advice is make an enemy of envy. Envy is like holding a knife to your own throat. It will make you get cynical, and cynicism kills art. So make an enemy of envy today. The other, work, 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 work. Yes, research, be your own best assistant, but work, work, work. Work leads to other work. You never know what you're going to do until you fucking do it. The only cure for work block is work. You have to stay up late for the next piece of advice. Form a gang of other vampires and stick very close together, and you will take over the world with those vampires. The other piece of advice, you're going to be embarrassed by whatever you do. Everything I write embarrasses me. It's a horror, it's a nightmare. I want you to accept that's the price of admission to the house of art. I want you to follow my next rule, which is to finish the damn thing. Don't be working on something for weeks and months and into years. Start it, fuck it up, try to fix it, fuck it up again, and then finish the fucking thing. Start the next one. The best is always yet to come. Please do these things, and you too will have a beautiful life lived in art. And I gotta go now.
Great advice. Great advice. He started out by saying, nobody is ever thinking of you. Get off yourself. You're not that important. Nobody is worried or thinking about you. So that means you should be focused on you and your purpose. Blanche, when black clergy's out here in Michigan supporting El Said for Senate, don't know how they think that will help their community as long as they're not white. And that's the problem with most black men. They don't have any discernment because most black men are, think about it, most black men are either lustful, they're either lustful or they're victims. They either feel like a victim or they're lustful. So they're either trying to chase vagina or they're crying and complaining about white people. It's impossible for that type of man to be productive, have any common sense, have any good sense, have any wisdom. It's impossible. This is where most black men are. Trapping Beauty said, why is white so bad? Well, white is bad because white holds the mirror up. And I talk about this world that white folks have created. And people can say what they want to say, but your standard for a planet is what? We've never seen a planet develop a civilization. What are y'all comparing what white folks have done to? What are you comparing it to? Show me in history where there's been another planet where you saw the people do it and get it right or get it wrong. How are you all assessing what white people have done in this world? Because the fact of the matter is, you all are enjoying a great life in the West. You're able to literally get on social media and say whatever you want to say. You are literally able to have your voice heard. You see, in the West, you can go to your local government and get heard. You can call up a customer service. You can go out in the street. Like, think about how much access you have in the West to an audience. One individual citizen, how much access they have to an audience in the West. In them other countries, you don't have any access to anything. Nobody cares. So Kalai has an audience here in the West. If he goes to China, nobody cares. He goes to India, nobody cares. He goes to Africa, nobody cares. People only care because you are here.
To work, man.
Right.
That's it. It's okay, brother. We'll take a day off, man. We'll get a pizza and shit, watch the game. We like that. You're just a bitch.
Correct.
You're honestly, and that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch. Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy bullshit. Get to work, man.
Right.
That's it. It's okay, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Goggins. Let's continue.
Story where a guy I met at the gym, of all places, and he goes, "What do you do?" I told him, I said, I help people get what they want. He goes, "Really?" He says, "Do you have a card?" And I said, "Well, yeah, sure." And we did that whole thing. And he shows up. He's a plumber. He's looking for a better job, dishonorably discharged from the Marine Corps. He's a proud Marine, lost it all because of alcohol. He came in looking for a fix of that. And I kept asking him during our first session, "So what do you love? What lights you up?" He says, "I don't know. That's the problem." We talked for a while, and I said, "So what do you love? What would you do if you could do it?" Anyways, I don't know. Finally, he's getting pissed, and he spits this answer. "I want to live in the woods in Connecticut. That's what I love." And I go, "Bingo." And he goes, "Bingo?" And I said, "Yeah, we're on our way." Cut to 6 months later, he's putting up his house in the land that he bought in Connecticut. Happiest guy on earth. All the money he needs, the relationship he needs, everything. Because he is doing something almost no one would want. It's his personal little corner of the universe. And no time in history has it been more opportune to be on that path. That is, I am not looking for a job. What I am looking for is the me-shaped hole in the universe that only I fit. I've never met anyone who doesn't have that. They may not currently have the courage to go after it and the patience to keep doing something that's a little unpleasant so they can get a foundational structure under them, financial, whatever. But you're also listening carefully for the help. This universe is literally saying to you all the time, are you sure? If you say, yes, I'm sure, all of a sudden it conspires to help you. And weird stuff drops in your world. That's where the surrender piece comes in. It doesn't mean put your feet up on the couch and eat bonbons. It means do your best, but before you scramble, listen with your whole being, and it will come. That's a promise.
You know, I want us to really challenge God to reveal our purpose and also give us the strength to fulfill it. You know, I really want that to be a challenge for us to really go to God and say, I want my purpose. I'm ready for the challenge. I just want the strength to get through it. But yes, Neek said the women in Saudi Arabia can even no longer speak in public. It's true. Justice You said if there's a single sign of bigotism after 35, you got to be annihilated. You'll be offered before that. You'll be off before that if you commit a violent crime. That is hilarious. Yes, emotions kills logic. It does. We need a black president for black people. Blanche will be president. Frank Zano will be vice president. I can't take it anymore. Listen, at this point, I would gladly be president. I would gladly give up my life to at least save 10% of the bligities, just 10%. If I can save 10%, just 10. He said it must be a dictatorship. Listen, I feel you. Black folks don't do well with choice. They don't do well with choice at all.
You're a devil. You're a devil. Get out of here. Always you whites coming over here to try to colonize. This is Atlanta. Get up out of here. We don't let you control anymore, boy. Slavery is over. You don't say what we do. You get out of here. We do not let you whites tell us what to do in Atlanta. You get out of here. You go to Mayberry. You get out of here. Whites do not rule here. You're in Atlanta, boy. You're in Atlanta, boy. You're in Atlanta, boy. Whites don't rule here. You think that colonizer shit somewhere else. What makes you think you tell us what we think? What makes you think you tell us what we talk about? I'm talking to black people. You don't come out here and tell me what I can say to black people. You get your pink ass over there. You get your pink ass over there. Shit. Shit. He loves
pride, arrogance, ego, haughty eyes, a racial superiority complex, all these things that God hates. This man, unfortunately, is exemplifying in real time. And I don't know the backstory of this. If you go and watch the entire video, apparently the white guy was riding on his bicycle a couple times and he's had said something. But this unrelenting tongue lashing that this dude has just delivered to this man with zero retaliation back is just so nasty, and it's so gross. And it really upsets me that this is kind of the perception that too many people have of black Americans. And it's not black Americans, it's niggas. And as many of these people that there are, they're still the minority. But when you represent yourself this way and you treat people this way and you do things like this on such a public spectacle, what are people supposed to think about you? But
I disagree. So I'll say this, right? If you allow the minority to reflect you, then, or speak for you, be your voice, then that's who you are. Black people allow collectively the lowest common denominator to represent them. So I disagree that it's a minority of black people that he's calling so-called niggas. They are representing the mass majority of black people. And the black folks that choose to separate themselves are literally called coons, sellouts, bootlickers, Uncle Toms, etc. So this notion that black people aren't a monolith is just a lie. And we know this because Marquette has a following. See, the biggest indictment for black people is who are leaders in the black community. So it ain't just Dr. Umar. It's Marquette. It's all these people in the black community leading the charge. So if you represent me, then that means I agree with you. Black folks have not separated themselves from the lowest common denominator. So until black people say we're going to take down the statues of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, like until you say that, nothing's going to change. Like you have to say, we want to get rid of all the streets that say MLK on them. No more MLK boulevards. No more MLK boulevards.
You're a devil. You're a devil. Get out of here. Always you whites coming over here to try to colonize. This is Atlanta. Get up out of here. We don't let you control anymore, boy. Slavery is over. You don't say what we do. You get out of here. We do not let you whites tell us what to do in Atlanta. You get out of here. You go to Mayberry. You get out of here. Whites do not rule here. You're in Atlanta, boy. You're in Atlanta, boy. You're in Atlanta, boy. Whites don't rule here. You think that colonizer shit somewhere else. What makes you think you tell us what we think?
Right there, he should have just hooked off on him. He should have just hooked off on him. Just a right hook. Right when he running his mouth. Hit him with a right, then a left, and then kept going. Right when he was doing that, totally off guard, exposed, mouth yapping, hook off in him right then and there. Pop, 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 pop. Now get that on camera. This is ridiculous.
What makes you think you tell us what?
Right there. Pop, pop, pop. Hook off. He talking about this is Atlanta. This is how you know he's corny. That's how you know he's corny. If anybody's been in Atlanta recently, you will see how less black Atlanta is. Atlanta, the city, used to be black, not no more. Not anymore. All the projects got torn down. All the hoods are being gentrified. Atlanta is not Atlanta anymore. Black folks don't run Atlanta. You think black folks run Atlanta? What happened when Buckhead said we're about to annex from Atlanta? What happened then? If black folks run Atlanta, what happened when Buckhead said we're going to annex from Atlanta and take 50, almost 60% of the tax revenue with us? a section of town, Buckhead, a section of town accounts for almost or 50% of the tax revenue. So that means the majority of folks in Atlanta ain't paying their taxes. So Buckhead said, because you all have allowed this criminal element to go from Atlanta to Buckhead, we're about to annex, become our own city. Atlanta said, we'll get it right. And guess what Atlanta did? They got rid of all that crime that was coming to Buckhead. So black folks don't run nothing in Atlanta. They don't run anything.
What we talk about? I'm talking to black people. You don't come out here and tell me what I can say to black people. You get your pink ass over there. You get your pink ass over there.
I'm trying to figure out how black folks can't see he's a fraud. Remember a guy did a video on him? He's staying in the chick's house. The girl that he's calling his assistant, that's really the woman's house. Like he's a fraud. Marquette is a fraud. He's a fraud. Like, and black folks can't, like, how can y'all not see he's a fraud? Oh, I know why. Because when he says the white man is bad, you all are like Pavlov's dog. You start salivating at the brain. You see, all they got to do is tell you all that white people are racist and y'all going to listen to them. Dude sounds like Tom from the Boondocks. He really does, though. Blanche, Christian interracial arranged marriage group. We've got to get out. I'm going to delete this because this is for the Discord. Listen to me. That is, I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down. Because see, what they wanted you to do is they want y'all to sell yourself short with these black women. Now listen, I'm not saying all black women. The majority of black women, though, are feminists, socialists, Marxists, communists, globalists. So you got these white guys saying, don't date our women. Stay in your own race. Meanwhile, if they choose to go outside of their race, it's okay. Do I believe the white race needs to be preserved? Absolutely. The white race needs to be preserved. But if you think I'm going to shorten my lifespan dealing with the average black woman, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. If I get with a black woman, which I've done my entire life, she is going to be a woman of honor, integrity, and character. If she does not have those qualities, I'm not getting with her just because she's black. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to shorten my lifespan to say I got a black queen. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be stressed out to say I got a black queen. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be a man in my own house getting terrorized to say I got a black queen. I'm not going to do it. So, fellas, if you happen to meet a woman and she is not black and she is a good woman, then guess what? Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Just as you said, the group is for men and women. Okay, men and women. Men and women. I'm saying, though, that the quality of the person needs to be at the forefront. So if I meet a young lady and she has all the qualities that I look for in a wife, and she happens to be another race, long as she ain't obese, I mean, it's going to be hard to say no. Janan TV said, Blanche, you're not going to be a POW. I know I'm not. And for those of you all that don't know what a POW is what most black men are. Prisoners of the weave, prisoners of the wig, prisoners of the weight, and prisoners of the WAP. This is most black, and you can even add prisoners of the wrath. And keep in mind that Marquette dates white women. Keep in mind that this pro-black heathen dates white women. Keep in mind that you've only seen him online with white women. Think about that. Think about the most pro-black guy, and you've only seen him with non-black women. Those that know me in real life have only seen me with black women. That's the irony. The irony of this is he's pro-black. We've never seen him with a black woman. In real life, you've only seen me with black women. So the guy that's claiming to be so pro-black and so upset with white men, he still wants the white women, which lets you know he only has a problem with white men because he has an inferiority complex. He's jealous. Just as you said, not Marquette, but Marquette. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to do one more. Let me do one more. This right here is Tariq Nasheed's Hidden History Museum. Remember Hidden Colors? Here goes the Hidden History Museum. Tariq Nasheed, black man, FBA. Look at the Hidden History Museum. Is it a museum or an event space? Is it a museum or an event space? Is it a museum or is it an event space? He's selling products. Is it an event space or a museum? Where's the artwork? Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. John Henry Clark. Okay. Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Dr. Francis. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I see. Master teachers. Got you. Got you. I'll never forget that black people paid Tariq Nasheed. They paid to go to an event to listen to people talk about how to beg the government for money. Black people paid money to go listen to people talk about how to beg the government for money. Is it a museum or an event space? Is it a museum or is it an event space? You ever notice how these black content creators, these pro-black content creators and thought leaders, they never let the person talk. They never let the other person talk. Is it an event space or a museum? event space, or museum. Here goes a comment from Nita, 1 star. People leaving these great reviews must be dudes' friends or not all that smart, because this museum is extremely underwhelming. No original artifacts. Looks like he Googled Black history stuff on Amazon and bought it. All tables and chairs all over the place. Bar in the middle of the room. I guess because it's a comedy club too. It really just needs to be that. It's definitely not a museum. The receptionist in the front had an attitude, and I learned nothing when I left. No hidden history, just all the Black leaders we already know about, including photos of Michael Jackson and Beyonce talking about some hidden history. It's so easy to trick Black people. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Somebody else said, website stated open and it was closed. So drove all the way there for nothing. So it wasn't even open. Website stated open and it was closed. So we drove all the way there for nothing. Listen, people, it's only going to be open if there's an event there. He's not going to waste money to have it open with nobody coming in, because the electricity bills, the water, come on. There is basically nothing in there but items you buy off of Amazon. Anyone has in their home. And of course, DVDs for sale. The owner made open 5 hours, 6 days a week. This isn't a museum. This is a way to make a little money on the side with no effort. Truly pathetic. 1 star again. Raggedy and cheap looking. 1 star again. Operation hours. Wednesday closed. Thursday closed. Friday 11 to 10 a.m. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday closed. Monday 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So this so-called museum is open 20 hours a week. It's disgusting.
All right, everyone, stay together now.
Come on, let's go.
Line up nicely, boys.
I can't wait.
What the fuck? I still have inspections to get done, donations to count.
What is this? There are no desks, no books, and no teachers. No one has even been able to find Dr. Umar.
That was by Kofi 19. Please follow him. But yeah, so Umar Johnson again, same thing, another hustle. I guarantee Umar did not pay for those school buildings. Those school buildings were given to him by the city. I guarantee it. I guarantee, not even given to him. They're allowing him to use those buildings, the city. I guarantee it. And he has to pay the taxes. I guarantee it. There's no way Umar Johnson purchased those 2 school buildings. It ain't no way. What the city will say is, because it's an eyesore to have vacated schools, it just looks bad, brings the property value down. We'll let you have a school there, an academy, as long as you pay the property taxes and keep the place looking good. He didn't pay for those buildings. Doug said least. LARPing for Cash said, I think this is why Marxists work. They separate society into so many small groups as possible, the weaker the better, and to conquer. It's true.
This is the most black person thing to do. Yeah. I wonder if lesbians have Subaru logos on their shoes. Ooh. It's like an Asian wearing a t-shirt of a wrecked Corolla, or a Mexican with 40 dirty mattresses strapped to his head. Either way, it's the blackest shit I've ever seen. This is the most black person thing to do. Yeah. I wonder if lesbians have Subaru logos on their shoes. Ooh. It's like an Asian wearing a t-shirt of a wrecked Corolla, or a Mexican with 40 dirty mattresses strapped to his head. Either way, it's the blackest shit I've ever seen.
This guy makes all kind of songs. He has this one song that Black people love magic. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Blast, today I went to a nursery in South Carolina, a nonprofit of adults with special needs. I got herbs, flowers, and soil. Good business model. They show me where they want to make a group home for adults. That's awesome. That is awesome. I share my experience in working with the special needs adults to say, instead of group him, think of self-efficiencies like old school motels. That's a great idea, actually. That is a great idea. And homes for adults with special needs. Listen, you all, we may have time for one more. No, that's going to take too long. I'll just wait for part 3 to show that. Anyway, people, listen, you all. Let me, hold on, make sure one thing real quick. Maybe time for one more.
America, I know you know that you're alone against Islam. We won't help you. It's all you, baby. Go on over there and chimp out.
Hey, go listen to Patriot Doug for the rest for his take on it, but don't listen to this dumbass nigga. I'm with you. I'm with y'all. I understand that it's gonna take all us to make sure that this place. Y'all see the flag behind me. I know where I was born at. I know where I come from. I know where my ancestors and my people come from. I'm with you. I'm with you, white America, whatever, however y'all want to say it. I'm with you. Anybody else want to chime in? Let them know that they're not alone.
And that was Adonis Freeman, 72.
White America, I know you know that you're alone against Islam. We won't help you. It's all you, baby.
This is how dumb black people are, especially black men. What do you think happens to the men that don't defend or didn't help defend their country before it got conquered? What do you think happens to the men that didn't help defend their country before it got conquered? What do you think happens to those men? What do you all think happens to the men that don't help their country defend itself against invaders and then that country gets conquered? I'll tell you what happens. They're the first ones to go because nobody respects a traitor. They're going to get slaughtered. They'd rather take the warriors to work with them or put them to work versus the traitors. They kill the traitors. Thank you, Neek. They cut their heads off. Thank you, Janan. They're the first ones to go. So this black guy is saying, I'm not going to help you all against Islam like he's going to be safe. He actually believes in his mind, thinking like a woman, I'm good because I'm black. He's going to be the first one to go. Stem said, any man without a country is an orphan. Outside of Christianity, orphans aren't treated well. Facts.
I'm ashamed. I'm hurt. But I know I'll make it through. I've tried everything. Everything. I'm here getting the rest of my stuff. I'm embarrassed.
If she's crying, she's lying. Fellas, the easiest way to know if somebody's lying, a woman, is if she starts crying. If she starts crying, you know she's lying. You know she's lying. Women's tears only matter in solitude.
I'm embarrassed.
Now, she being abused, but she stayed 8 years. His previous wife was abused too. The only reason she's leaving is because she found a way to level up. She said, I have all these children. He has to pay child support and he has to pay alimony. So she said, I can get the money and not deal with him. And I can leave and be a hero. And I can start my own brand, get my own podcast. She got it all planned out, y'all. I'm going to leave the victim, become a hero, have these children as a badge of honor. She already got it planned out, y'all. If she's crying, she's lying.
And if you were to never speak to Yada again, ever again, what would you tell him? What would be your last message?
That part's gonna make me cry. But I try everything, and in my heart, I love you. You will always.
She got a gun on her hip. Am I tripping? Is that a gun? That's a gun.
Everything in my heart.
She got a gun, y'all. Why she got a gun in her waist? Somebody said, I don't think they're legally married. If they aren't legally married, then she's stupid. If they aren't legally married, well, she ain't stupid because she still get child support, though. Even if she can't get alimony, she can still get child support. She can still get child support. This woman has a gun on her waistband. So is this to symbolize she's in fear for her life? What does this mean? She's walking around with a pistol. Like, I just help me out, y'all. Help me out.
I love you. You will always be my best friend. But I have to choose myself and I have to protect our babies. And I would much rather them have both parents alive than to one be in a hospital with something terminal or one of us not to be here.
Just as you said, these are the presidential couples in the Black nation. It's true. So she's saying if she would have stayed, she would have died. One of them wouldn't. So she's wearing the gun to show how serious it is. It's all a show, people.
So I'm praying for you though. That's what I would say.
See, I told y'all, a new chapter. Listen, man, she gonna parlay this thing into a book. She about to go on the podcast circuit tour. She about to have a brand. Listen, she left because she could level up. She been planning this. She's already building her brand up to go from a victim to a hero. I'm just telling y'all. Nee said it's giving Cassie. It sure is. But listen, you all, I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I will see you all soon. We'll be back tomorrow on Unblack. And then I'll be going again live maybe on Friday or Saturday. But tonight, I will be on Ask a Brother podcast show. So that'll be on YouTube. Let me make sure. It should be on his YouTube channel. Yes. It's called Ask a Brother Podcast with Jeff St. James. And I'll be on there tonight at 8:30. So check it out. Hopefully I'll be able to stream it to my channel. But anyway, listen, you all. I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Thank you.